Hey guys, this is Cyclonic here. Gonna be a little different of a video today rather than my usual mixtapes on this channel. Gonna start bringing out more of the design tutorials, some design type videos, kind of build up my YouTube in that sense, because I've got a lot of questions that I think could be answered well in YouTube videos. So today what we're going to start with is using the gradient tool to make a lot of the backgrounds that I do in my esports headers. Basically a tutorial focused on blending images in the background. Gotten a few questions on that. So what I'm going to start by doing is take this black layer right here and then go to the layer styles, put on a gradient overlay, and then make sure that blend mode is on normal. There should be enough right here just to create some variation, not have it be pure black throughout. And the next thing I want to go do is actually get some pictures to put in here. So the way we're going to do that is go to File, and you can go to Open and, put a picture in a new file, copy it over and all that. But for this tutorial, I think it'll be good enough to go to Place Embedded. Then what we can do is, let's take this picture here of type and move that over here. Make it a bit larger like that. Okay, solid. Let's get another picture. Get one of Ramo here. Move it over here. So now you'll notice there's enough space right here to blend the two together. Next thing we're going to do is something I do in all my esports headers. We're going to throw a hue saturation layer on there. I'm going to colorize it, turn the saturation all the way up, and then lower the lightness. That way it gives it a nice golden feel to it. So then what we're going to do is, using the layer mask tool down here, I'm going to add a layer mask. Now, how layer masks work is that any area in here that is white will be visible. Any area of this that you cover in black won't be visible. So now it's applied purely to this image right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw in a black brush just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So now we have this brush and we have black as the foreground color. So we're going to be putting black anywhere we go. So now you can see here I'm kind of making this picture disappear, and you can even see now the picture of type bleeding over to here. Good thing about layer mask is that if you want to remove it, you don't want to delete all this stuff. You can just go right here, right click, and delete the layer mask. If I want to put it back on, use the gradient tool, which is G on your keyboard. So now you can switch between paint, bucket, 3D material, drop, and gradient. We're going to go with gradient here. And then make sure, again, black is your foreground color, white is your background color. And you can set this to going black over here with opacity of 100 and the color being black. Then over here, we're going to have the opacity being 0, which means transparent, and then the color doesn't really matter at that point. Then also, if you're going to go with this setup like I have it, make sure that this is on reverse. So in that way, what that basically means is when I drag and click, it's going to be transparent where I first click, and then go to black on the layer mask, which means go invisible where I end up. So we're going to start around, let's say over here, and drag out here. So now that made that picture kind of start fading in here. Now what we can do to make the effect better is to go to the other image and do the same thing but the opposite direction. So now I'm going to start, let's say over here, come back like this, and now that is fairly well blended together. You can obviously play around with it more as you want to get the fit how you want it. You can even move this over here and have them both kind of fade into black if you fade this out better. So yeah, just a quick little tutorial on blending images to create a good background. First video in what I hope to be a more frequent series of video tutorials about how I do some of the work I do, as well as hopefully a video dropping soon about what being a designer for an esports affiliation, like for example the NBA 2K League, what that is like. So hopefully we'll be returning with more videos like that to this channel, in addition to the mixtapes, of course. So if you enjoyed this, if it was helpful, please drop a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you all later.